So good evening and welcome to the Prosperity and Health Alliance with the Heart. That's what we're here tonight. Of course, we're here with my co-host, Wade T. Lightheart. I'm here with Mr. Siha Top, Creel Hutchinson. I hope you've been enjoying these calls. This is the third week. If you haven't seen the calls in the past, I would recommend that you go back and review these because this is a sequential training system. This is an A to Z, A, B, C, D, how to get started in the business, how to grow your business, how to get restarted in the business if you've been kind of lagging, haven't going forward, and how to set the goals, practices, and principles that is going to allow you to be outrageously successful in what we think is maybe the greatest business opportunity on the globe today in the #1 commodity in the world. So without any further ado, I want to introduce to you first the man that's practicing the principles he preaches, Mr. Siha Top, my business mentor and one of the fastest growing business. You can see he's actually in the middle of a demo doing the webinar tonight. Siha, what do you got for us tonight for the team?
The show must go on. It's always going on in my life. You guys know me. This is all out massive action. We said that. We started September 1. I mean what I say what I mean, and I love it. I got some amazing people behind me and supporting me. So tonight we're going to talk about, like Wade said, putting things in sequence. And I've been getting some really good feedback from y'all. So the more feedback that you guys give us, the better that we can tune our message to you. So I really appreciate all your text, all your emails, and your phone calls. And I take everything that you guys say to heart. And everybody has, some amazing input. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys, my co-host. It seems like I haven't seen you guys forever, but we see here. I want to start out with, people ask me, how do you start this business? If you're day one into this business or you're 10 years in this business, how do you grow this business? And I shared with a lot of my teammates, I've shared with you guys a system that just came, it came about in the process, in my process of elimination of taking. I used to have the top 15 steps you need to do, and then the top 10 steps, and then the top 7 steps. Now, guys, it's the top 3. You got to do 3 things in this business to succeed. If you do these 3 things over and over again, just like Wade, world-class muscle man, repetition, you have a world-class business. Repetition in this business over and over again, the finer details, you will have a world-class business. And this is what we're doing. That's why we're doing these webinars, so we can grow this business world-class. So pull out your pens, because I don't have a PowerPoint for this one here with everything, the information that I'm going to share with you. So do have a pen, pencil, piece of paper ready. What I'm sharing with you is the top 3 things for a beginner or somebody 10 years in the business to learn the information, to share the information, and just as important to learn and to share it, for me, to make sales, right? So that we can open a business. And when I was first introduced to this by a good friend of mine, a good teammate of ours, and she's Shelly Osley, and Shelly has the biggest heart that I know of, one of the biggest hearts. We all have big hearts in this team. But Shelly, when you ask her a question, she'll give you a 45-minute answer. It's so thorough, you just want to keep calling her. Well, she taught me this website that was offered to us as distributors through a company called www.healthsuccesscenter.com. healthsuccesscenter.com. And so Shelly was telling me that one day she was at the office and people were calling in, and she was busy, and they're asking to get information on the water technology. They said they didn't want to be distributors, they didn't want to buy the machine, they just wanted information. She says, well, I've got a website for you to go to. I want you to go there, watch the videos, get back with me. Well, you know what? She had 2 sales. She had 2 sales just like that. When I hear people getting sales, I listen. My ears go, what did you do? Tell me again. So it was almost too good to be true. But I know Shelly, it's not too good to be true. So I got the website myself, and I tried it out myself. And now I share it with everybody. And literally, it's the easiest way to introduce the water, to introduce the product, to introduce our company, and to get a sale. What it is when you go to that, this is what I tell you. Number one, you go to healthsuccesscenter.com, or we have a website with our own URL numbers. So you can go look at mine, or you can go look at Creel's or Wade's or whomever your leaders are, because we all have, a lot of us have these websites and we have our URL. My URL is kanganmission.com. So when you go to kanganmission.com, you'll be directed to the Health Success Center websites. There's videos, there's 9 videos. What I want you to do is I want you to watch all 9 videos, because the same 9 videos that you're going to watch is what your customers, what your clients, what your friends, what your family is going to watch. You need to know what information is being given out. That's the first thing you do. That's number one. Go to the website, watch all the videos. That's number one. Number two is once you go and watch all the website, and it's time for you to get your own website, because I believe you need to own your own, just like your own business card. You don't want to be giving out my business card. You can, here you go, but you want to be giving out your own business card. You want to start branding yourself. So you need to get your own website through healthsuccesscenter.com, and there's 2 programs, a $10 program and a $20 program. $20 allows you to see the back office, allows you to get in the back office and see which of your clients went there and which videos did they watch, how long did they watch, how many times did they watch. So it gives you the inside information, and that information is gold, right? Because you'll know if they did or they didn't. If they watched many times in a certain section, you know maybe they're interested in the eco-friendly lifestyle, if that's the videos that they're always watching. So that's number 2, get the website, okay? When you get the website, you're able to go in the back office, like I said. In the back office, there's a button called Training. Training. You click on that training button, and it has the steps that you need to do to learn this system, with videos to watch and things to read. It's like my 15-step that I was sharing with you, but here it's updated all the time. We don't have to go keep updating it. And nowadays, if you look at college students or you look at any kind of schooling, it's online training. Allow people to get their training when they need it, when they want it, when they're ready for it, 24/7. So when we share this with our teams and they have their own website, they're going to get their training, you know, if they don't do all the steps, they're not done. They don't get to progress. You got to do these 3 things before we take you to the next level. The third thing, this is key, guys. Every one of these steps, 1, 2, 3. The third thing you need to do, duplicate. That's it. 1, go watch the videos yourself. 2, get the website, go to the back office, do the list. That's your homework. That if in any business you need to understand, you need to know, that will teach you everything you need to know to build a 6-figure income. 3, duplicate. And when you're done with that, you share that with your teams, you share that with your clients. The beauty of this program is when people go there, they watch the video from 1 to 9, and at the very end, the people that develop this video asks for the sale for you. They ask for the sale for you. So if you're day 1, sometimes you know why you bought it. This water worked for you and your family and your friends. You love it, but you don't know how to ask somebody to purchase a $5,000, $6,000 machine or whatever it is. You just don't have that confidence yet, or that belief yet, or whatever. Guess what? The video does it for you. And so I can give you many testimonials from our teammates where I've went into an area like Kelowna. I had a teammate who sold the machine to his sister. She already bought the machine. I went there to do this very training that I'm doing with you in like 5 minutes here. She shared it with her friend, the link, the video link. The friend bought the machine. She didn't even have hers yet. She didn't even know how to explain it yet. Didn't matter. She sold the machine. I have a teammate that's sitting right beside me here who just told me yesterday at a training that I was doing that when I shared this with her, she said that this is too good to be true, Siha. This isn't going to work. She's laughing right now. But then she tried it. And sure as heck, she gave them the information on Friday. By Sunday, here's the credit card. Many, 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 many times over, I'm hearing this story. That, to me, is a successful website. That's better than any business card, than handing out any business card. So back to you, Wade. That's my 1, 2, 3 step, and I can go into more detail next time, but that's all you need to know.
So there you have it. 1, 2, 3. Bump, bump, bump. That's the count. I threw an extra punch in there. We love you, Siha. Thank you so much for sharing that. Just so you know, folks, last week I had the good fortune. Of course, Siha would never say this, brag, but we were cruising around with the top down with a couple of distributors going to meet him in his wonderful new Porsche. And I gotta say, it looks good on you, man. And the biggest part is you know, people don't realize is that he got started with this business, and Siha inspired me around the business and teaching me the business principles. And you know, where I started off totally on the health program, now I'm totally into the business program thanks to Siha. And it's wonderful to see you out changing people's lives, making a difference in so many people's lives, and also providing a really great systems and financial resource with your background in finance and business, over 20 years in the mortgage business, and what you've been able to do for our team. It's a wonderful asset. If you get a chance to see Siha live, take advantage of it. You'll get so much information so quickly from him. So, I mean, just honored to have you here on the call. I know you're probably the hardest working man in the PH Alliance. You got a demo. You might have to run. Hopefully you can join us later, but we'll see you again real soon. I can't wait to go for another ride in that car. Actually, I'll see you in Hawaii. We'll see you in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
All right, next week.
Bye, guys. Have a great show. And I'm going to try to come back on for the questions if I can, all right?
Thanks so much, Siha.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so now we're gonna switch gears. So we're gonna go over to my good buddy Creel Hutchison. Now, Creel is wonderful enough to join us, and for me, I think he's the most organized person in the PH Alliance. This guy has put together a meticulous program of what you can do and how you can expand and grow your team. I'll let him share with you what you've got going on for us tonight, Creel. Creel, go ahead.
Awesome. Thanks, Wade. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story. Siha has been a big influence on me too in this business, as a person, a mentor, and just really being able to guide us what's the direction to head into. So he introduced me to Eric Worre maybe 18 months ago. He said, you got to come to this Las Vegas event. I wasn't sure about it. I ended up there last year, and I was sold. I came away inspired. I started to really become a diligent student. And now I joke is whenever I'm in my car, I'm at university, I'm listening to all the webinars, all the Eric Worre stuff I can get a hold of. So it's really, if you want to get serious with this business, you got to learn the skill set. Bottom line. I was recently speaking with a distributor of mine today, and she was having a bit of frustrations, and we just narrowed it down that there's not enough time going into developing the skill set. So I've taken it upon myself in the last 12 months to really emphasize building the skills for myself. And I know my leadership and where I've grown to has really improved. And I'm so excited where the roadmap is because I'm no longer in the fog. It's so clear if you listen to Eric Worre and the people that have been super successful ahead of us, they tell us what we need to do. So all we need to do is get organized and go do it. So I'm going to introduce the getting started process, kind of following up with what Siha had to offer. Kim, could you move us to the next slide, or the first slide? Here's the getting started process. So this is for whenever you sell a machine to a new distributor, they say, yes, I want to do something with you. We want to install the machine. Whenever possible, you do that for them. I drove to Whistler today to install 2 machines. All I've been doing was speaking to this woman via email and phone. So I went to her place, installed a K8 and a junior machine for her suite, got to know her, got to chat. Whenever possible, always install the machine for your customer. They love that. It's a $5,000 machine. Show them how to do it. Set them all up with the 2.5 and 11.5. Book a game plan meeting within 24 to 48 hours. If you want someone to stick around in your business, you have to show them, you have to grab them by the hand and show them step by step by step. Recently, Eric Worre was in town, and we were like, we kind of all laughed at the idea that your new person is in the fog. And there's no good telling them to run faster and do more whenever they can't see. We really need to take control of this. So you got to book that game plan meeting right away. There's a great video. I'm going to share you the link next. You want to send them this link before the game plan so that they watch it. Understanding why people are doing this will decide whether they're going to last 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, or 10 years. So you really want to focus at the beginning on that, getting people connected to why they're doing it. Then you have the game plan meeting. So hopefully that's about 48 hours after you've installed the machine at their place. And then it's the start training and getting connected. I'm going to break down this a little bit more. So this is the 6 steps off this top. Next slide, Kim. Your why to create an Enagic business. You guys can jot this down. This is TED Talks by Simon Sinek, which is how to inspire great leaders to take action. It's about an 18-minute video. Fantastic. And really, I want to encourage everybody to watch it and send it to the new person and then have a conversation about why the person wants to join us in the business. You know, maybe there's a financial reason, but it's usually not money. What does money bring people? It brings them choices, brings them freedom, brings them time, brings their, being able to pay for something for their kids. So really understanding why people are doing this is going to be the fuel in the engine when times get tough. And we all know, being in network marketing, being in this Enagic business, that we are in an emotional business. It's ups and downs. And that's for the new person, it's huge mountains and valleys. If you've been in it for a while, you can go, it's not as steep and as outrageous, but for the new person, it can be very extreme. So reminding them why they're doing it. So please go check this out if you already haven't. Kim, next slide. Here's the game plan meeting, and this is directly from Eric Worre's GoPro. I kind of changed it a little bit to emphasize, our approach here. So I had 3 game plan meetings last week, and it was new people getting into the business, and I really just want to set them up. I want to bring them in. Have you ever, for people that have been in the program for a while, have you ever enrolled someone, they said they want to do something, and then 3 weeks later, they're nowhere to be seen? We need to be responsible as sponsors to never let that happen again. And our duty is to take that new person and get them set up with the best way for success. So you have the game plan meeting. I recommend doing this in person, and this should be about a 90-minute meeting. You want to validate and congratulate the person for being brave enough to do something that's not traditional, right? So we really want to emphasize and take care of this new person. So validation comes first. Number 2, you set realistic expectations. This really can't be overemphasized. I think if you don't do a good job of setting realistic expectations, when things don't go well, the chances of someone leaving is very high. But when people understand that this is a 3 to 5 year program and that success is going to be about sticking it out, if you really root that and build it into the culture of your business, into the culture of your organization, so that everybody knows, hey, we're signing up for the long term. We're not here hoping to get lucky and pull a lotto ticket in the first 30 days, and if that doesn't happen, we're leaving. Setting those realistic expectations will allow people to move through the personal development process and the learning process with grace, rather than being surprised when things don't go as expected in the beginning. So, one idea is the first year of network marketing is really about getting your feet wet, and paying off the machine in our case, and going to the key events, having that all paid for, and you might start to make some money on top of that. For some people, we'll do that. But for a lot of people, getting to 4A at the end of the first year would be a good success. By the 3rd year, you're 6A and beyond, you're starting to really, your part-time business is now your full-time thing. You get to 5 years, you should be making 6 figures a year and have a team that's developing. And at the 7-year mark, you're pushing this 6A 2-3 envelope. People will do it faster, people will do it slower, but those are a really realistic guideline. If a new person knew that at the beginning, they could settle into the process, right? So really important. Go through your getting started checklist. Siha covered a little bit of this, but I just, making a few key things. Do they have the right Kangen machine in the setup? The appropriate tools? Do they have the Health Success Center? Show them how to use that. Do they have business cards? They can get that all on the Enagic website. Do they understand the key points of the technology and the business? Do they have the template emails that your upline has to offer? Because people will ask the same questions. So get your person set up with their home office, right? And then go over what the inviting formula looks like. Start to set them off for success. Number 4 in the game plan meeting, you've asked them to make 100 people's names list, and you start to do a 30-day game plan, right? I would definitely book a health and wealth party for anybody who's getting in. Different people will call it differently in different organizations, but this is essentially a private presentation at their house for their family, their friends, and you want to do that within the first 2 weeks. Definitely within the first month this should be happening. The people who do this event, the chances of them having more success in the business is 100 times someone who doesn't take that, because when you declare that to your organization, declare that to your family, you actually really step into this business. Rather than starting to bring people out to the Tuesday, make one happen for yourself, create your own enthusiasm, your own action. So that's crucial. And then you're talking with your upline, you're making the 100 names list, and you're going through, which people strategically should we be looking at first. And then the game plan meeting ends with assignments, right? I would send 10 to 25 texts with the new person right in the game plan meeting and start to set appointments up. I'd also start to give them homework that needs to be, followed up at a certain time. So making these minor agreements and getting the person started, right? Some people are really easy self-starters. Other people need a lot of support. So this is about you emphasizing your commitment and getting the person started in a real business, right? This is super key. So that's the game plan meeting. Let's take it to the next slide, Kim. Telling my story. The key to network marketing, in my opinion, is being able to connect with people. And the easiest way that people connect is about telling stories, right? And everybody's got a story. Some people say, well, I'm just getting started. I don't have much to say. No, that is your story. But crafting the story is really the key. And realize that if you're going to build this business, you're wanting to hear these words from people. Oh, what do you do? Oh, what are you into? And that should trigger a well-practiced story. Rather than fumbling around, if that's what we're looking to have asked, if 100 people ask you that, it's not 100 different answers. It's kind of the same story. And it's been well thought out. It emphasizes certain characteristics that allow the person to connect with you, ask more questions, open a dialogue. You start to open this person up to possibilities. Telling the story, there's really 4 basic aspects to the good story. Number 1 is your background. What you were doing before. That might be, in my case, I was tree planting. I was working blue-collar work. That was where I came from. So someone who I'm speaking with who has no information around, no identification with sales or running their own business might identify the fact that, hey, I just traded hours for dollars for 8 years doing trees. So that's my background. Number 2, what I didn't like about what I was doing previously, right? This part is really key in you telling your story because this is where you need to kind of get into your own pain. The reason we want to feel that pain is that where people are going to connect from, right? People are not connecting with the idea that we have an ionizer from Japan that does all these things. That comes later. People will be open to the fact because this incredible machine affected me in such a way that they say, oh, wow, it affected you that way. Maybe it can affect me that way. So my story is, you will craft it slightly different, whether you're doing a product story or you might be doing more the business story. But you want to tell the person what was going on for them, right? What was going on for me that I didn't like. Number 3, you found a solution, enagic or Kangen water. And number 4, how it made you feel about the future of your results. So a quick story for me is I got introduced to this when I was, tree planting for years, and I was really lost about where I was headed. A good friend of mine took me the time to introduce me to this, and I said no several times. Eventually, I became open, and I said, what I got to lose? I'm going nowhere fast in my present situation, right? I watched something, it turned me on, and I found network marketing, which really kind of saved my life. And it moved me into the place where I now feel empowered, and I have a future that I'm really happy about. I'm able to show that to other people. It's a win-win situation for me, the environment, and for others. So that's really led me to a place now that I'm inspired to turn around and tell other people. So really feeling out these 4 areas and start to work on your personal story. If you go to our Tuesday nights in Vancouver or whatever your local event is, there's a testimonial section. Please be prepared to take a 45-second testimonial and cover these 4 things. Very simple, right? You can also have a 45-second business testimonial covering these 4 things. Sometimes you're going to make it a 5-minute, sometimes a 10-minute when you're doing it on stage, but everybody should have a 45-second to 60-second testimonial on the product and the business that follows this program. And tell people, tell prospects, open up to that and see how people will connect to your story, and then you can start to tell the facts about what we do and what we have. All right? Next slide, Kim. Enagic. There we are. Back to you, Wade.
Thanks so much. That was really great, Krill. And of course, you know, getting started is a critical component. And if there's one thing that, you know, I think that we could always get better at is getting started. I know with myself and my team, you know, I was introduced very similar to some people that had a really well-oiled starting process. In fact, I didn't really know how well-oiled it was. It generated sales off the bat, and it's taken me a long time to come full circle. So when you get with your new people, follow that. If you have trouble following it, get with your upline and get your assistants. This business is built on the success of others, and you have a team that will help you. So switching gears, I'm going to talk about week 3. So I'm presenting certain things that need to be established. And so you'll see here on the webinar, what we have up here is when you're coming to a meeting, you're going to meet with your prospect, you know, your person, you're going to catch up. But last week we talked about, you know, you want to get these bookings. If you did your texting and you get your 10 bookings and you show up your meeting. First thing you want to do is you want to establish yourself as a professional. You want to dress the part, you want to look the part, you want to present the part. This is very important, and even if that's not comfortable for you, that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy the most expensive clothes ever. You can go to a really good consignment store and get a really nice looking, if you're ladies, you know, blouse and pants and a skirt and a little blazer or something like that. As a guy, you can get a sports coat and a nice shirt or something for like $30, $40, $50 and look presentable. Look like a professional. So when you come to the meeting, make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you have a notebook so you can take notes of the equation. If you want the assistance, and we encourage this early on to meet with prospects, tell your upline that you want to include, if it's myself or Creel or whoever's in your group or Siha. Make sure that you give them enough notice. Not like, hey, Wade, by the way, can you show up like in the next 40 minutes to like go to this presentation? No, give us a week, 2 days, 3 days. Like, give us as much time as possible. The better prepared you are in leveraging your upline, the more you're going to get our time, because you're going to demonstrate that you're a professional, that you're not here. You've done the processes. So you do the 1, 2, 3 process that Siha recommended, and you start following the practices and principles that Krill has explained. So that's part of your representation. Remember, you only have 1 second to make an impression when you show up. You show up and kind of dressed up, people are like, oh, wow, you look really nice. You look really sharp. Makes an impression on an unconscious level. The other thing is that you want to go to, and believe me, I've made mistakes on all of these. So I'm not here to dictate and tell you that I'm better than you or I got this all figured out. No, I'm sharing with you to avoid some of the mistakes that I've made and some of the team members have made. That way that you don't have to make them. You know, Warren Buffett says, you know, we all learn from mistakes, but nobody said that you had to learn from your own. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from the team's mistakes. That's why we have a team. We want to hone this down better. Have your materials. Have order forms. Have your websites ready to go. If you don't have a website, get one. Get a website. Don't try and create your own. Use one that works. Or at worst case scenario, use your upline's website in that initial meeting, but you don't want to be in there long. The other thing is get your mini demo kit. Get some drops and an oil test. Get ready for a 10-minute demo to pique people's interest. Anybody can say, hey, look, you know what, water and oil don't mix? Put in the 11.5 with some oil. Look what I found. Do some drops. Do you know what's in your water? Here, check this website that you got there. Demo's done. That's it. Anybody can do this. It's fun. When you show up, and this is coming out of Straight Line Persuasion, that one of the courses that I recommend by Jordan Belfort. It's a phenomenal sales course. It's phenomenal training about how to communicate in a while. And the first thing you want to do is you want to show up sharp as a tack, a person of authority, and a tour de force. What does that mean? Everybody knows that when you kind of dress up, you feel different. You feel different. You kind of take on a different posture. Okay, so take on that posture. Get in your game mode, if you will. That's number one. Number two, be excited. Share with them, hey, when you bring in a 10-minute, check this out, boom, boom, boom. You're automatically an authority. Look, I've got water that emulsifies. I got pH drops. Look at the difference between bottle and this. Check this out and check out this website I got. You'll never believe what's happened. And share your story. I got discovered with this water. It was really amazing. You know, I was suffering from XYZ then. I've been drinking it for a week. I don't know how it's all working, but I'm feeling great. And by the way, you can take part in this too. Check this out. Ding, 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 ding. And look at the people that were associated. Leverage the people that you're with. Leverage those things. So remember, you're part of a global-based team that's expanding worldwide in the #1 commodity in the world in the hottest industry that there is. I mean, NFL football, which is on Monday night, all you football fans, thank you for joining, is a $9 billion industry. We're $190 billion. That means we're over 20 times bigger than the NFL. That's something to be proud about. That's something to put, you know, lead with. This is business of the future. So let's go to the next slide. When you start with a thing, don't necessarily fire hose them up. Start with questions. Start asking the person, so, hey, you know, hey, Bob, it's been a while since we hung out. You know, what's going on in your world? You know, how you been? How's kids? What's happening? And as you start with the general, what's going to happen is you're going to start hearing the pain story, ideally. You're going to hear there's going to be something, you know, money's tight in their lives. Somebody's suffering from health challenges. The career is not providing the track that someone wants to go on. So guess what? Now you have now you're going to reverse that information as you get closer in your questions, which is like, oh, so tell me about your work. What's going on there? And he's like, well, my boss is an idiot. You know, I'm looking at this. I'm paying all this taxes. I don't see a future in this. I don't know where else what's going on. I've been there for 5 years. I seem to be stuck in the glass. Well, great. Well, you keep your business options open. Yeah. Are you, you know, do you see yourself, you know, that tracking in 5 years the way you want? Where do you see your life in 5 years with the current state you're in? And then, you know, or hey, what have you tried in your health program? Are you open to trying some alternative things? If maybe it's a skin condition, or maybe it's a, you know, they've got arthritis, or they got, you know, one of the things. Can't say that the water treats anything, but hey, are you open to trying this? Now you're able to, they've identified what the problem is, and then you can bring forth a potential solution to that challenge, offering that. So then you lead the question to keep it related. So you start with general. This is gathering information that you are later going to leverage when you're sharing with your product. So you're not telling the reason why you got excited. You're telling the reason that could solve a problem or challenge that that person might have. That's a real key component. Next thing is your goal is to get them to a full demonstration or a business launch party. Like, this is the objective of this meeting. Let's be clear. The goal of this meeting is to get them to another meeting, to get them to an exposure of your product, to get them on the water, or get them to a business presentation. And you're going to be able to tailor that information based on what they told you and you were asking questions. That's a really critical component. I made the mistake early on of going off and talking about the health aspect, which is great. It's wonderful, and the high performance thing, but not everybody could relate to that. Siha was really interested in the business. And when I put him in contact with people who were into the business, the light bulbs went off for him. If I hadn't done that, you know, he wouldn't have been on the call tonight. There wouldn't be a fast-growing business, and I wouldn't have got to cruise around this Porsche last week, you know, which was really fun. Okay, so the bottom line is use that. That's really, really important to get them to another presentation. What happens, and we'll get to the don'ts, a lot of people leave those open-ended. Oh yeah, well, come to a demo sometime, and then they leave it, and it just lingers, and it becomes painful, and you're hounding. You don't want to do that, okay? Next thing, assistance from the upline when starting out. I highly, highly, highly recommend meeting your prospects with your upline at first. Let the upline do a lot of the talking. Let the upline do a lot of the question asking as you learn and make notes and learn what's going on. And if it's just you and one other person, and you both just started, that's not really your upline. Go to the established professional in your group that's up from you and say, hey, look, we're needing some help. We need to meet with some people here. Some times that we have available. Does these work for you? Okay. The other thing is here's a great one too. We picked up the other day, which is allow when presenting it and you're explaining, let's say, hey, I've just got this new business. It's really exciting. Here's the close to get them to event. It's, can I count on you to be here for my launch party or my relaunch party? Can I count on you? You're my friend. I'm hosting this launch. I'm having it. I'm really nervous. You know, can I count on you for being here? I really need your help. Put yourself in that thing. Hey, can I count? Think about it. If someone asks you as a friend, or people that you have a long-term relationship with, and they say, hey, you know, Wade, can I count on you? Can I count on you to come out to my launch party? I know it's Tuesday night. I know it's a big deal, but can I count on you? Guess what? You're going to get a lot higher closer rate for people to show up at your group. And that's all you're looking to do is get exposure. Not everybody's going to buy. That's okay. We said that. We want to get to the no. But we do not want to be out there with this empty-handed little, yeah, come to a demo sometime, let me hound, and it turns into this whole painful thing. No. Can I count on you? That's a really good one. Okay, so we'll go to the last ones, and then we'll turn it over to questions. Next thing. Here's some mistakes to avoid. Do not explain the whole business over the phone. This is no. Don't do it. No. X. Don't try and explain the whole thing. You're not going to do it. Hey, you know what? I'd love to explain on the phone. I'm in a rush. I don't have time to do it. But guess what? Check out these webinars on the health success thing. I'll get back to you. By the way, I'm going to know you're going to do it. So can I count on you to watch these videos by such and such a date? Can I count on you? Press play. They go through it. You're going to get that feedback if you got that $20 website. Okay, that's going to show you that if they went through it when you follow up. The other thing is I don't have time to explain it all, but we'll get to it on our next meeting. Let's meet up on Tuesday. Get to that meeting, bring your upline, or get them to a demo. Pick them up if you're going to a demo. Don't wait for them to show up. Go pick them up. Meet them before the demo for coffee and go together. You know, create a social event and don't talk about the business at the event. Talk about them asking those questions. Asking the questions again, okay? Don't talk about the water. You're talking about their life. Take an interest like you're just hanging out like you normally do. Okay? Don't get all stressed about it. It's just normal. Okay? Next thing. Leaving open-ended invitations. We talked about that. Yeah, we got demos on Tuesday. You know, come out sometime. Be really nice. They're never going to show up. They're never going to show up, okay? You'll be chasing these people to the end of time. Take the demo to them. Listen, you know, let's meet up for coffee. Do the mini demo. Check out the videos. Get to the event. Don't leave that lingering stuff. It's horrible. I've still got people that I've never got out to a demo after 8 years because I was making those mistakes early on. The other thing is, and I've made this one, not being prepared. No order forms, no demonstration materials, no video, no website, no cards. Be prepared. Boy Scouts, rule number one, be prepared, show up, ready as a professional. And get this, sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes the tomatoes got smashed by the thing. Sometimes the water all spilled out of the car. These things will happen, okay? As soon as you get to them, it's okay. But have your little demo kit ready to go in your car all the time, whatever it happens to be at your house, ready with everything that you need. Next thing, not following up. Folks, the fortune is in the follow-up. You need 5, 8, 12 impressions for them to get this. Okay? This is just business as it is today. Every advertiser knows this. You see the same advertisements running over and over and over. That's what it takes to get people's attention units. So it's not one and done, they're going to get it. It's 1 in a million people are like that. You are going to need consistent exposures over time, and you're going to have to consistently ask questions until you get those people. So everybody, and you want to have a lot of people in the funnel because everybody's moving at different paces, and that way you're not hanging on to the one person. Oh my God, I hope maybe if Bob joins next year. No, get 50 people, and when Bob joins next year, that's just the bonus. Oh God, boy, amazing! Bob joined after a year and a half. Wow. guess what? You're going to be further down the rank. That's really a better place. I see a lot of people get hung up on one person, or they get one distributor that's doing really great, and they're like riding that distributor. They're like riding the horse and beating it with no water. You're like, don't do that. Get more. Get 4 or 5 distributors. You get 4 distributors that are doing the business. Believe me, you're not going to have enough time to be worrying about anything else. You're going to be busy. Okay? 4 distributors, everybody's doing 25 texts, and you're doing 25. That's 125 potential meetings a week. 125 people, so if you're getting a 10 under that, that's 40 meetings a week. That's 40 hours a week. You don't have time for this. So get 4 distributors. Don't worry. This will all take care of itself. And finally, not getting started. God, I can't tell you how many times I got distributors. They've been around for years. Wade, I just got to get started. I got to get my website. As soon as I get my website, I'm going to be ready to go. I've hired a team, and no. No. You don't need a website. Website's built. You don't need to do a demo. Demo's already built. What you need to do is get your meeting, like Kirill said, send out your 25 texts, follow the 1, 2, 3 with Siha, read GoPro, learn the 7 skills. You don't have to learn them all. Just I only rated 44. 44 out of that's terrible. 44 out of 70 on that rating. I've been in this business for 8 years. 44. You can make a lot of money and be really successful at a 44. Trust me. I'm vouching for that. I'm working on improving. I'm going to be better. I'm not going to be 70, but I'm going to be 45 next month. Might be better. So these are the things that I want you to share with you. I want to have fun with it and recognize it's action over perfection. Okay? Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. Right? And the only way you're going to get feedback of these things in the real world that's going to anchor this stuff is if you actually go out and do it. So with that, I'm out, and we're going to turn it over to you guys. Thanks for patience. Thanks for being here. And we're going to answer your questions over the next few minutes if we have them. So can we turn on the questions? What you want to do is type them in. Kim, can we explain that, how that works? Oh, yeah, here we go. So we've got the questions over here. If you'll see on the questions bar, you can type this in. So we've got, can't see you guys, Sabine Gadet. Well, sorry. We're here somewhere. I hope you can. What we got here? Hi, guys. Bob Proctor mastermind call went longer than usual. Okay, well, thanks, Bob. I'm glad that he's joining in. So that's from Rashek. Massive noise happening in the background. I think that was Siha. There's noise in the background over here, so we can't follow through on that one. Let's go to the next one. A lot of interference in the webinar. Someone's like tapping keys in the computer without the mute button. Absolutely loving the content, but what's the background? And we got a lot of background noise.
Well, there was background noise, Wade, when you were talking. I don't know what was going on, and but there was some clicking, and I don't know what was happening there. But
okay.
Anyhow. No
so
worries.
Krill, can you please give the TED link again? Can you put that link in here possibly?
Kim, can you throw that up for people?
I can try, but if not,
I know. One of the links was this is where you get the website, healthsuccesscenter.com. But then there was the Simon Sinek.
Yes.
Right. Or Sinek or Simic?
I think it's Simic. You could just go to YouTube, type in why Simon Sinek, and it will pop up.
Yeah, it's a great one. I really like that, and it goes into the why businesses. What link to review the past episodes? Well, if you go on my Facebook page or Krill's Facebook page, I believe all the links for the past episodes are up there. We are working on a website where we'll have these accessible to you. So you can go to Wade Lightheart at facebook.com. Wade, what book did you mention? That was GoPro by Eric Worre. So that's GoPro by Eric Worre. Send to all. I don't know if that comes out if you get that, but that's a really, really great book. I think everybody should own it. Everybody should want Rise of the Entrepreneur. So by the way, that is Alain in the background. He's preparing for our demo tomorrow night. Thank you, Alain.
You know, I just also mentioned to people that the Eric Worre event in Las Vegas is sold out, but there's a few tickets left floating around.
Yeah.
You can contact Alain to hook up room bookings. You can contact myself. I think I've got 1 or 2 tickets. So if you're interested, you want to jump on board, please do.
Yeah.
Krista's got a ticket.
Yeah.
If you can't make it to Las Vegas, the next best thing is to host an event at your place and do the live stream, which will be, you know, full days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tony Robbins is going to be happening on Friday night. So even to host a 3.5-hour showing for that would be amazing. So just letting you guys know, I think it's going for $299 right now. You know, share amongst your team. For Vancouver people, I'm going to host it at my place in Vancouver. I'm going to give it over to Luna. I'm going to be at the event, but I'm going to open up my home, and Luna's going to have the key. And so you're more than welcome to join for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pop in and out as you need to, but you can watch it over at my place. And I'll just be asking for a donation to the hat to just pay for the stream. But I got it at the low price because I knew there'd be people that would want to take advantage of that. So
And
make
just
it happen
so,
for you guys.
yeah, Krill, Wade, if you guys have any links, you can actually pop them into the questions box so everybody can see it from there. All you have to do is make sure that all attendants can see that.
That's the send to all button, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
some of them are in
Put
there.
all your links in there and everybody can see them.
Good. Congratulations to Roger just put up a website. Thank you, Patrick, for your comment. Love having you guys on the call. I got my website this weekend. Congratulations, CN. That's great. Anybody else? We have any other questions? Hey, it's pretty good. So we're going to give it a couple seconds to get your question in if you haven't got your question in. Krill, do you want to share anything before we get off the call?
Yeah, you guys, I typed in my livinghydration.com, so that's my Health Success Center website. And what's really nice is you go there, for people that haven't, there's a 1-minute, you go to the landing page, there's a 1-minute testimonial by a doctor intro, and then a person signs up and they get sent their special code immediately. So they take their code and then they can enter into the full 9-step site. So there's kind of a 1-2 step for people. This is really valuable because I get to track who's doing stuff, and you really want to work with the willing, and they self-identify themselves because they're the ones that are showing up doing this stuff. So passing this out to a bunch of prospects, you get to really see who's qualified. If you're going to drop water off, or if you're going to give someone a loaner machine, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even go near them unless they're going to watch all 9 steps. So they need to qualify themselves in order for you to take action with them. So this is a great tool, everybody.
Thanks so much, Krill. I really appreciate you having on the call, and appreciate Siha. And I want to share just a little bit before we close, and I want to reach out to everybody on the call. I really, I'm seeing the attendance. It's great to have you on the call. I know you're doing the work. I know that you're following up and you're taking step by step by step. You don't have to get everything perfect. You don't have to get everything right, but you do need to take action and keep growing. And as you do this, you're going to find that this business is going to reward you in ways you can't imagine. You're going to, you're going to find and hear about the stories like Roger and Sabine, who had a massive transformation in health and their relationship. You're going to get connected with the guys like Krill, who's, overcome all these challenges from tree planting for years on his physical body, and now he's visiting physical vitality. You're going to hear the stories about Rashek, who's now able to encourage and finance people building an off-the-grid community in Mexico. You're going to see the Shelleys and the Sihas, and you're going to have these people inside your own team, right? The people that are transforming their lives physically, financially, emotionally. You're going to get to connect with people all around the world at the events and be part of this whole Enagic global movement. And it is a global movement. This is a legitimate business that really helps people and has a compensation program that allows you to take advantage. A 9-figure business a year has created the infrastructure on a global scale in the #1 commodity in the world. You are never going to see anything quite like this. And the beauty of it is we're able to give away massive amounts of water to people. At the worst case scenario, they get to have a life transformation. But if they really run with it, like you are doing on this call, you get to take this, and there's just so many blessings that come with it. And I want to share with you from my heart. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have you on my team. I'm so blessed to be on this call. I'm so blessed to be part of a NAGIC. I'm so blessed to just be able to do something that makes a difference in people's lives on a day-to-day basis in something as simple yet profound and I believe spiritually aligned as Kangen water. So from my heart to your heart, I want to thank you so much. I want to encourage you to come back to these calls and to review these calls, and I want to encourage you to share them with your team, share them with your prospects. And as Eric Roy says, you know, if you're going to do this business, be a professional, go pro. We'll see you next Monday. Send those texts out. Get the ball rolling. Get the meeting going. We love you. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you next week or at the next demo or perhaps even in Hawaii at the next event. We'll see you soon. Love you lots. Good night.
Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome time. And I think actually next Monday is Daniel D. McCauley, so we've got the week off. We're going to be 2 weekends, right. 2 Mondays from now. So
good.
See you then.
Backup. That's what this team's all about. Backup. So see you guys.
Have a great. See everybody. Good night.
Good night.